I mean, it's crazy the amount of curves and turns. Look at this. Curves for miles and miles and miles and miles.
I wanted to test the Del Mar to see what it's like to take an adventure when the bike is fully laden with all of my gear that I typically take with me on my trips. Now, the only thing that I don't have is like water and food and stuff, just because I'm not going to need it today. But for the most part, it's going to give me a really good idea of what the range is going to be like when the bike is fully loaded. So the plan for today is to leave here in Lexington, ride west for 45 miles or so, hit a charging stop in Covington, and then ride northeast all the way to here, and I don't know where that is, and then ride east southeast to Stanton, and then get back home. All right, so I've already gone 12 miles a day. I stopped here in town to top off to 100%. Now the ride that I'm doing today, I've done before in the Livewire 1X, and so this will be a really good gauge to see what's the difference in mileage between the two. So the camera does a better job of bringing light in than I can. It is definitely dark to the eye. I don't know how far back it goes. It's pretty cool looking though. So we are at 92%. I'm hoping that is going to be enough. We'll see how the range is. It's a bit warmer now. It's probably close to 60 degrees. I have a warning triangle on the bike and I have no idea why. It's a very frustrating part of this Del Mar is that, like, why can't it tell me what it is? Like, I probably won't be able to start cruise control. Yeah, see, I can't even start cruise control. So let's see if I can figure out why this thing is giving me an error message, or diagnostics, VSC. I downloaded all the fault codes, and it says that one of these is invalid data from the ABS, no vehicle power or lost communication with DTCS. I don't know what that means, and now I'm going to try to see if I can figure out what the other one is. Okay, where is it? All right, and then the other one says internal control module brake signal invalid data. Let's try turning everything off. All right, so it still has the error code. Frustrating. So someone recently asked in a comment section about whether to get the Livewire 1 or the S2 Del Mar. I think my response to that is it really depends on where you want to ride and how far you want to ride, because depending on the area, depending on the charging network, it really depends on how far you can go in a day. The route that I'm doing today, I tried this on the Livewire 1 this time last year. I couldn't do the entire route at once because, I mean, I could have, but I would have had to stop and charge level 1 with the Livewire, because there are no DCFC out here. There's no level 3 fast charging that's in this area, but there is a lot of level 2. So in this area, I will be able to go farther on the Del Mar than I will on the Livewire 1 in one day. You know, the Livewire 1 can't really take advantage of
of level 2 speeds like the Del Mar can. It depends on where you're at. Now, I didn't really think about this until just now, but now that I'm already started this route, depending on the maintenance that the forestry department has done here, and depending on the time of year, this is one of the hardest parts of the Mabder, just because of the ruggedness of the terrain. If you remember my video, this ride, just bottomed out the suspension. This ride almost broke me or something like that. It's whenever I took the Live R1X up here, when I still had my orange panels on it. Yeah, that was a really tough route. This is it. However, I know that whenever I went through the Mabder over the summer, last summer, all those fallen trees are getting cleared out, smoothed out a lot of the rough bits, and so it really wasn't as bad to go through. We're still in the off season right now for the MABDR, and whether it's been maintained or not is I have no idea. We'll find out when we get to the middle part of section 3. So pretty close to the end of the route. I've already covered quite a bit of ground, but the section that comes up, that is the more challenging, because at first glance, this section right here doesn't really look that bad, but once you zoom in, it is very, very mountainous, and that could take a hit on the range. And I still have to travel 20-ish miles all the way to Stanton. I think it's 25 miles from the road all the way to Stanton. So I'll probably charge up to 90% here and then head back. And I'm gonna check tape. I'm pretty sure I went 50 miles and used 50%, so almost a mile per percent, but that's mainly because I was going 25 miles an hour for the most part on those roads. Pretty decent mileage for such a small battery. Forestry department's clearing stuff out. Making the final descent on the off-road section. It's 63% battery, so it that was 22 miles, and it took 27% of the battery. Not bad for variable terrain that I was on. So we're at 122 miles total at the moment, and I've got probably another 25 to Stanton and then another 25 home. Roughly 175 miles today. More than what I did on the Live R1X on the Mabder. Now granted, that's completely charging infrastructure dependent. If there were fast chargers along the way, I would have gone a lot more distance on the Live R1X. So I mean, it's just like, to an extent, just like gasoline on a regular bike. You know, if there's no gas stations in between, and you can't carry spare fuel, then you're limited by the petrol network, or the petrol availability. Now, I did pass a lot of just like homes and stuff, that if I really need electricity, I could have sipped up, gone to random people's houses and asked them if I can take a little bit of electricity. And you could do the same thing for gasoline, asking for a little, ask for a gallon or two to get you to the next place. So overall, not a very bad day. And this is precisely the reason I got the Del Mar, because of, it's a flat track bike. It does this road right here. This is what this bike was made for right here. Flat, gravel, dirt, packed, not wet, not muddy. This is what the bike was made for. And then obviously having level 2 charging along that region, along that area. This is where the bike really shines.